Coming to paperback and e-readers, E-Steam Cancel Vacation. Hell's aspiring angel takes on a social justice social media mob looking to cancel her in this all-new E-Steam series adventure. Pre-order E-Steam Cancel Vacation on Amazon.com today. One of my viewers wanted me to make a video answering a question. And his question is, are women becoming obsolete due to Ms. Nevada 2021? Now, recently, Nevada had a beauty pageant for the state, and to choose their state representative in the Miss America pageant, Nevada decided to choose a transgender. Now, this has no bearing, as I see it, as related to women, and I believe women will never be obsolete to heterosexual men. Now, your heterosexual man is always going to be attracted to women, and that is something that is naturally hardwired into men by the Most High Living God. So, natural women are never going to be obsolete to a heterosexual man, because a heterosexual man's natural desire is to be with a natural woman. And when it comes down to the whole idea of women being obsolete, no, that's never going to happen, because again, God created woman for man, and this is stated in Genesis, and because he made women for men, men will always desire women, and men will always desire to be with women. So a woman will never be obsolete. But what is obsolete for most men is the feminist frame of thinking that many Western women have. Now, this frame of thinking came about during the 1960s when your American and Western female decided to take on these new age approaches to life, and your businesses and government told her that she could be this new liberated and empowered female. Now, this new liberated and empowered frame of thinking is the thing that really turns a lot of men off, because this frame of thinking makes it where this woman becomes very difficult, very disrespectful, very rude, and very uncooperative to men. Moreover, they have a problem with submitting to the leadership of men under God's natural order. And it is the frame of thinking of feminism that turns a lot of men off to a lot of America's modern Western women. And this is the thing that makes many of America's Western women and women abroad extremely unattractive to American men and Western men. Because most men in Western civilizations, they are looking for a woman who will follow their lead and someone who will be a helpmeet and a support to them. Unfortunately, these kind of women are hard to find, because most of these women mostly want to submit to the owners of big business and the state, because big business and the state can provide resources for them and allow them to have access to resources without accountability. And this is the main reason why so many men are having difficulty with women, because they would rather submit to the authority of corporate America and the state rather than submit to the authority of men under God's natural order and follow the lead of men under God's natural order to help them build a family through marriage under the authority of the living God. So they don't really want to follow the authority of the men under the living God. No, they want to submit to the authority of big business and the state and get access to resources for themselves, where they don't have to deal with any sort of man telling them how to spend the money or a man controlling the money. No, corporate America and your state will give the woman all of the money with the autonomy and none of the accountability. And this is one of the other reasons why women are so difficult to deal with. But women are not obsolete because, again, they are hardwired to be attracted to men. Unfortunately, what happens is, because of the feminist programming, what happens is most of your women are incompatible because their hypergamy naturally drives them to monkey branch over to big business and the state and submit to the authority of big business and the state and be the helpmeets to big business and be the helpmeets to the corporate state. So your woman is not an obsolete being because God never meant for her to be obsolete. Everything in God's order was meant to work a certain way. And if the Western feminist culture were to end today, many of these women after this generation were to die out, or the next generation dies out, what would happen is the civilization would eventually revert back to the natural state, and your women would start becoming compatible with men once again. So these are subjects that I'm going to go more into detail in my upcoming book, The Woman Crisis. But your woman is, again, is always compatible with men, but it is her mindset that has been programmed to be incompatible with men. And that, while that has many men believing women are becoming obsolete, no, that's not the case at all, because everything that God designs is divine and perfect, and He made the woman to be the perfect companion to the man. So what He makes is absolutely perfect in design, and it will never be obsolete. So your Ms. Nevada has nothing to do with male-female relations. This is somebody who is a part of the homosexual culture, and that culture has nothing to do with heterosexual relations. Heterosexual relations and homosexual relations are two different things, and what happens with heterosexual relations has to do with heterosexual relations. And again, when it comes down to a heterosexual relationship between a man and a woman, if God wants those two people to be together and they are attracted to each other, they are going to come together under the authority of God. So if a man sees a woman and a woman sees a man that she wants and God wants them to be together, they are going to be together, and that's how we get generation after generation. So your woman will never ever be obsolete, because women were designed to need men, and men were designed to be the leaders of women. So that is naturally the part of God's order. That is naturally part of how God made the earth to run, and He made the man and woman to work together to maintain His planet and build and maintain His order. So no woman will ever become obsolete, but what will become obsolete is the feminist frame of thinking, which is starting to show some cracks in the wall when we see women out here now doing things like taking etiquette courses and lady training courses like the pink pill, because they never learned the proper female life skills, because feminists had them learning how to compete and be like men. And because the feminists changed the woman's frame of thinking from serving the man to competing with the man, then she wound up making it where a lot of women today are now looking at their lives and realizing how empty they are. And as they look at their lives and see how empty they are, they're realizing that the feminist mindset they were taught was not natural, and they're looking at their life and seeing that it's not very fulfilling. And that's one of the things that is leading to the woman realizing that this frame of thinking is not really helping them to find that emotional satisfaction and that emotional security. So this is that hardwired frame of thinking starting to take back over and overriding that feminist programming, because women were designed for men by God,
and they were designed to serve men by God, and they're realizing that serving the state is not serving their best interest, meeting their emotional needs, or providing for the things that God meant for them to get from a healthy relationship with a man. So women are, again, never going to be obsolete, and women, again, are made for men, made to be in relationships with men, and made to meet the emotional needs of men, and made to give men balance and perspective on things in life that he would not get from any other person. So women are always going to be part of a heterosexual man's life, and they are going to be a part of his whole life circle. And this is just part of how God made the earth to work. He made women for men. He made women to be companions to men. He made women to be the partner of men. And these are principles that are just hardwired into every heterosexual man. And these are things that no man can take away once God establishes them inside of a woman, or establishes them in a heterosexual woman and man. Now, I hope this answers my viewer's question, and I hope he gets an understanding of why women will never be obsolete to men. Now, if you want to request a video like this viewer, you can request that by donating to the Cash App by clicking the link in the description box, or you can donate to the PayPal by clicking the link in the description box, and if I know something about that subject, I will make that video for you. And if you also want to help keep this channel on the air, you can pick up some of my books on men's issues, like Stop Simping in the Workplace, the upcoming Stop Simping in Cyberspace, The Man Crisis, and Why 70% of Black Women Are Single, and other books like Manginas and Misadventures of Captain Save-'em on Amazon.com, Barnes & Noble, Smashwords, the iBookstore, and Google Play. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe.
Now available in paperback and Kindle, All About Marilyn. Learn all about the struggles of a faded former teen sitcom star in this absolutely fabulous 5-star screenplay. Get All About Marilyn in paperback and Kindle on Amazon.com today.